What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of Full Circle. We are back, and just so you know, we have some technical difficulties, but you wouldn't know that because we're professionals. We take care before the show. I'm your host, as always, Harmon Jr. You know where to find me, Harmon Jr., social media.
And I'm Fradette. You can find me at ToonVelo on all your favorite social medias. Our episode of today, we'll be talking about Detective Pikachu. Haven't seen it? Now's your chance to turn back.
Well, we'll also be talking about Grumpy Cat. You know, one of the OG cats of the internet. She has passed. May she rest in peace. May she have found her peace. Because she's always grumpy. Okay, whatever. If it's in poor taste, I'll live with it. I'm standing by it.
But first and foremost, we'll be talking about Geek Jargon. It's that time of the cycle again. It's not exactly a month that we do this, but every other month.
Season? Well, I guess we do it more than 4 times a year.
Yeah. It's that time again. Just leave it there. So, start us off. What's one of our words?
All right, so if you don't know, we bring 5 geeky words to explain what they are, how to use them correctly. You know, actually, they're not even geeky. There's like pop culture modern words.
Oh, we had a whole episode on this. What is geek chic and why does it exist?
Yeah. So, you know, if you've been to the movies lately, seen anything, we're talking about Detective Pikachu, and these things all relate in something called the multiverse. Things of a shared universe that are maybe theoretically happening at the same time, but not within the same universe or plane of existence. But, Jared, for, you know, those specific, what's what I'm looking for?
For those of our viewers who are persnickety and detail-oriented.
And pickety. I thought you were going to say persnickety and pickety. You let me down.
Sorry.
All right. The exact definition of multiverse is a infinite realm of being or potential being or which the universe is regarded as part of a instance.
So this would be all your fan fictions. You've always heard it. If there's something that's ever happened ever, there's a universe in which it does happen.
Yeah, so...
Not in our universe, but some alternate universe.
Yeah, you know, there's the, I guess, easy fan favorite of the gender bent universe where there's a universe exactly like this one, so me and Jared are like Janet and Olivia.
Actually, if my parents had named me, it would have been Haley.
Oh, Haley and...
Or, wait, Haley or Hillary? No, it was Hillary because I always thought of it as Hillary Duff. Fun fact.
The point is, with the multiverse, there's an instance where Jared is indeed Hillary.
I was going to say, also, though, fun fact, by our actual definition of physics, as soon as we find out about an alternate universe, like as soon as we discover a universe, it becomes part of our universe and is no longer alternate. So if we know about it, and if we have definitive proof it exists, it is technically no longer a different universe than ours. So like Futurama, where they wave at the cowboy universe, technically they're a part of one universe.
They're not in a different universe because...
By our non-sci-fi physics defined definition of the universe.
By our definition of...
Right, if the universe is defined by everything that is observable, if it exists, then anything we see in existing, even if it's in a alternate universe, becomes ours. So under that terrible label, we would never know if there was if the multiverse was true.
Because the second we discovered it, it's no longer the multiverse, but just a regular universe.
Just a more bigger infinity. Yes.
I mean, so by that logic, every video game universe is real, and it's just part of our universe.
No, just like for our reality, yes.
I mean, we observe it. I've seen it.
Okay, you're playing a different kind of word game here. Moving on. Next word.
All right, next word here we got is going to be a spoofing. What is a spoof, Jared? Are we talking about parodying something for comedic effect?
In a way, right? Because we kind of talked about this a while ago with Pokemon Go. Like anytime you're trying to, in an espionage film, like hide your location or watch, Netflix, Canadian Netflix here in America, you have to pretend you're something else. Yeah, you tell their servers, their computers on their end that you are really somewhere else.
So yes,
Look over here.
We're talking about spoofing in the tech term, which basically means you change your location globally to tell devices that you're elsewhere. For example, if I wanted to watch, any good anime in Germany, I would have to spoof and let my computer or phone think I'm in America still.
No. It's like you have to tell their servers that your computer is.
Oh, excuse me. I'll have to tell the server, wherever the server is. Probably in
Germany.
I was going to say, where's this place? Oslo, where all the servers are.
They all go through there, right? Tony Stark stood there and was like, that's it. I'm controlling the internet.
I mean, is that really true? Does everything go through Oslo? They make it seem like that. Like if Oslo goes down.
I imagine it's probably a very heavy hub, at least for Europe. I don't know for sure.
Dang. It's a heavy hub for Europe.
Well, I mean, unless it's like the Atlanta of the internet, there's no reason for us to route our internet or Japan, right? Like, think about all the other countries. It makes no sense for us to route our internet to Oslo to come back to us. Think about laying cables on the floor. Sharks eat the cables. It becomes a whole mess.
Yeah. Oh, so back to spoofing. Yeah. So spoofing is telling the server, not technically your computer, but whatever.
You're putting on a mask. You're putting on a lampoon. You are spoofing something else.
Yeah. So
spoofing.
I mean, people try to do it. I guess today on Facebook. It's like, look, I'm in Georgia. Ha ha ha. I'm still here in Houston.
I mean, people. You're not trying to fool people.
They're trying to fool somebody.
Who cares if you're in Georgia?
I don't know, Jared. We live in a real world where people want to be praised for accomplishments they didn't do.
That's why you just steal. That's why you just go to Barnes & Noble and take photos of the cooked meals in the books, and you say, and you post that to Instagram. So much easier.
So if I was trying to spoof Jared, could I try to send my information to the cloud, which goes to the server, to have it think I'm in a different place? And because cloud is our next definition, I try.
Sure.
I try, whatever. So cloud.
The hero of Final Fantasy.
And also those fluffy white things in the sky that sometimes get sad and grand and cry.
Yes.
But what is the cloud? So I assume you on the internet, you listen to the podcast, which goes over through the internet. We upload the podcast to the cloud, which delivers you our glorious faces, the sounds of our voice, pretty much everything in existence nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are confused when I tell many people, oh man, I ran out of space, save it to the cloud. And they're like, what is the cloud? So the cloud is just before I go on, let me read you the actual definition of cloud. It is a network of remote servers hosted on the internet and used to store, manage, and process data in a place of local servers or personal computers.
Yes.
So in layman's term, the cloud is just a server.
Yep.
That's all it is. When you send it to the cloud, it means you're sending it to a digital server somewhere on the planet, whether it be your own personal cloud,
Google's cloud, Google Drive.
Yeah, which is just a storage space you bought from a company.
Apple's photo dump.
Yeah, and it's not just one server. It's sent it collectively through a series of servers. So it's not like it sends it to one place. If that one cloud, aka server, goes down, it's gone forever. No, it's kind of copied a kabillion times.
Right. That's how we secure data. That's how we can recover data on servers. It's saved on a series of hard drives in 1,000 little repetitive fragments.
Yeah. So, and it's not up in the sky either. It's actually just in a building with a whole bunch of other servers going.
Exciting. You've seen all the IBM commercials where they're walking down like, I have this exciting job, flashing lights, and they pull out this thing and all these fun cables.
Yeah, that's all it is. Sorry, people.
But know it.
Yeah.
Don't ask us again.
All right. Next is a pixel. We're not talking about the Google Pixel. We're not talking about Pixels, that horrible movie.
Mm-mm.
We're talking about Pixel, the thing. If you're watching this, you're seeing about 1 million of them, 1 billion of them. I don't know, a lot.
They're seeing about 1080 by 760 of them.
Oh yeah.
We
actually have.
Want to get technical.
You're seeing a lot.
So, what is a pixel specifically? I'll say layman terms first. It's the atoms of color and resolution. It is if you break everything down, like I said, like it's the one dot that contains the one color in this one section.
Yeah, it's anytime you look at a digital screen, it's the individual dots that make up the picture. Actual definition: a minute area of illustration. A minute area of illumination on a display screen, one of many from which an image is composed.
Right. So when people say things like enhance or make more pixels, that's not a thing.
You can't
just make them.
You just get a distorted image.
Right. If you wanted to have a 3D version of us, though, those units are called voxels.
Ooh.
Cubed. Okay. And for our final word,
we have stan, because the internet, for whatever reason, has ran away with this word. You know, you have stans of basketball, you have football stans, you have comic stans, you have, you know.
No, that's a font.
See what you did there. You have, you know, to get more detailed, you have stans of individual peoples, musicians, rappers, artists, etc. You know, of characters from a show, like I'm a Jon Snow stan and you're a Cersei stan, and it basically, so stan is, since it's now in the dictionary, an overzealous or obsessed fan of a particular celebrity, but now you can literally be of quite literally anything. I am a Mac stan. I am not, actually. Before I lose any endorsements, I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, but before the show, you informed me the origins of this word, which to some hilarity on my end. But tell the people at home what the actual origin of stan is, because despite the fact that this is currently in the zeitgeist, it has an older origin.
Yeah, so Eminem is the coiner of this phrase. Coiner?
Coiner.
It sounded right, and then I said it.
Is the progenitor of this
I mean, he
word?
coined the phrase.
There you go. Eminem coined the phrase.
And so, I know some of you might be too young to remember Eminem in his heyday, but he had a song called Stan about a guy named Stan.
Featuring Dido, that one song she sings.
Yeah.
White flag. Anywho.
Oh, crap. I was like, what was the name of the song? Thank you. Dang it, that's the name of the song that is sampled in Stan. Anyway, so the song Stan is about a guy named Stan who was obsessed with Eminem. He's like his biggest fan. He writes him. He gets tattoos of him. He named his daughter after him, or named his daughter after Eminem's daughter. Point is, he gets super obsessed with Eminem, and Eminem never responds to him. Not because he doesn't want to, because he's a busy, famous person being famous. Mm-hmm. But inevitably, he does write back to him. But by this time, Stan has lost his mind and commits murder-suicide with his girlfriend because Eminem never wrote back to him.
So this kind of crazy behavior is a stalker fan or a stan.
Exactly.
Also, his name was Stan, because Stan.
There was multiple levels here, people. But so that's where the term came from. The song about a stan named Stan, and you know, because the internet's weird sometimes, now people have taken that term and started it's just part of like everyday, you know, speech now. So much so it has, you know, it's in Webster's dictionary or whatever dictionary it pulls up on Google.
Right.
It's in a dictionary.
There we go.
A certified, like, you know.
It's in all of our dictionaries right here.
So yeah, so shout out to all of our stands out there.
Yes. But speaking of crazy, obsessive internet people who choose things to latch onto for random reasons, we have to announce well, I guess we can't announce. Everybody knows. Grumpy Cat has passed away. Yes. The beloved internet cat.
Yes, you know, the cat that makes the
grumpy face.
Yeah.
Right, so I guess we can dish out some facts about her. She was a she. Her actual name was Tartar Sauce. She was one of 4 kittens, a part of a litter. She suffered from an underbite and minor dwarfism. That's what gave her, you know, pouty forward face. Short little tail. She was cute. But she passed away this past week, sadly at the age of 7 from a UTI, urinary tract infection.
Yes, that's very sad. If you don't know how animal lifespans work, 7's really not that old.
It's about midlife, I think, for a cat.
Yeah. She still had at least probably another good 7 years in her.
Mm-hmm. And
her net worth for her owners now is estimated to be at $100 million.
I know. It was so random. I had to laugh. Now, that is, of course, an upward estimate, but I think most people can safely assume it's over 1 million.
The point is they're rich.
But it's just crazy, right? Because, just one photo launched, I say her career. I mean, do cats have careers, per se? Actually, when I was reading up on it, she was managed by the same meme manager who manages Nyan Cat and... forgetting the other cat.
Which was Nyan Cat?
The rainbow. Nyan.
But that's not a real cat.
No, but he's a meme manager.
So whoever created that, he just pays them money?
Yeah, like whoever, like, it's like a manager, like any celebrity manager.
Huh.
Right? And they
how that works. Let's become memes and then get us to make us rich.
Right, I mean, it's like that Bob's Burger episode where they, like, have the Frisky, the chef cat, and they're like, he's like, I've managed so many chef cats, and, like, they get money for this.
Huh.
But yeah, it's crazy that, like, one little picture sparked this whole little career into this a series of...
How does one become a meme manager?
Right?
I'm sorry, like, I'm like, really just...
right, like, screw being a meme, screw being a celebrity. I want to be a meme manager. I mean, I guess you just have to handle their brand, right? That's all it is. Like, who are the, like, record... Not, like, the people who used to go to DJs and, like, hey, you got to get my artist's song on the air.
Oh,
those people.
Not the promoter. I think promoters do this, but their publicists, not the publicists, they're
just PR in general.
I guess just their manager,
right?
Yeah, it's just. But no, my thing is like, how does one become a meme manager? How does one get in contact with a meme manager? How does a meme manager go about their?
I think they contact you, they see your career taking off and going, kid, we can get your grumpy face on all cereal boxes.
No, but my thing is just like. Clearly, there wasn't a meme manager 10 years ago. So how did one guy go up and be like, hi, I'm a meme manager. I see you're using that picture. You owe us thousands of dollars.
I mean, no, it's not like that. It's not like the image is copyrighted, but it's like I said, getting your name on like cereal boxes and like I said, he was probably in charge of like. So they also had like this deal with like a beer company. It's going out and making those deals. Like, let's partner up. Like, we're going to get you an interview on Good Morning America. We're going to get you invited to Infinity Wars and picture with Stan Lee.
I'm going to reach out on Twitter. If you're listening to this, anyone who knows a meme manager, put them in contact with us. I'll have that guy.
They can be our guest. We can just be like, what do you do? How do you do this?
Yeah, let's like that.
I'm
sorry, Grumpy Cat. Like, that.
No, but it's like, in and of itself, too, right? She came on the scene in 2012. I'd say right at... Can we say... That's probably a little too late to say right at the start of, like, internet meme culture. Because clearly, I remember things prior to that.
I feel like the start of it was in high school with things like... You remember owned pictures where it was just a picture that would say owned?
Right. Like, say this, actually, if anything, she kind of came on the scene at the end of... Remember, memes used to be very specifically like, I'm a picture with words around me. And now it's just like a series of like SpongeBob setting the town on fire with Danny's face. Yeah, and you just know what it is.
Yeah, like pretend to be shocked Pikachu.
Right, it used to be like funny jokes, and now it's more like hieroglyphs.
It really is like it just. Yeah, because I remember like that was still like late high school to be like the own pictures. But yeah, you're right. It had to always be explained. Now they're understood.
So it's just crazy that you can be launched that far.
We talk about this, I hate when people misuse memes. They don't understand that memes have one particular meaning, not like use this picture forever you want it to.
Now, yes, but that was a previous episode. We talked all about that. And speaking of things we talked about in previous episodes, Detective Pikachu. Now, we're not going to spoil the movie,
but we called it.
We were right.
And by we, I mean specifically Jared, because I was actually against. I was against everything that Jared had to say. And you know what the worst part about that was? You remember that episode? Like, I slowly was just like,
fuck, wait, if this means this, and this is... But then, and it all just like circles around the one photo of the serial killer. That's it.
I was literally in denial, but I was just like, God, Jared, for the love of God, please don't let how this movie plays out. You know what's sad is just because, like, you made me a true believer. I was just like, no, Jared, that's stupid. They wouldn't do that. I mean, God, they would. Yes. And they did.
But now we're entering a general discussion on the movie at large.
All right, so I've been vocal about this on Twitter at Odo Harmon Jr. Find me at odoharmonjr.com. Not .com, just Odo Harmon Jr.
Odo Harmon Jr. at twitter.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
I said the movie was trash. After some debate on Twitter, I will go and say the movie wasn't trash, but definitely wasn't good. I might say okay, but I feel like it's half a peg or a full peg below okay, which I don't know what that would be.
I thought it was cute. For an arbitrary rating here, I give it a 6 out of 10, and I gave I, Frankenstein a 7 out of 10. So...
Oh, man, take that with a grain of salt.
Right. I know, I thought it was cute. I, again, went in with fairly low expectations. This wasn't ever going to be an Oscar movie. As Odell will say, even though I say this is a kid's movie, that doesn't mean it has to... Right, Lilo and Stitch was a kid's movie, but it was a very good movie. So I think we kind of settled, before the show, this would be good for a TV movie. Anything you've ever saw on Disney as a kid, it's about that par.
Yeah, if this was, a movie on Cartoon Network, I'll be like, oh,
Okay, I watched this. The Brendan Fraser Looney Tunes Back in Action. I was like, yep. This is on Cartoon Network, and I've got 2 hours to kill.
So, okay. I will say, the Pokemon looked real. They were believable. They interacted with the world in unique and believable ways.
I did not catch many instances of bad misalignment talking, like these movies are normally prone to. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's just because everything is CGI these days, but I feel... Particularly any movie where people are talking to an animated character, they usually get pretty bad about looking slightly wrong. Didn't see a lot of that.
So, and I can honestly say, because of the world and stuff, which a lot of people are like, that's why it's great. But I'm like, you take that away because, again, if it just looks amazing stuff, that could be accomplished with a 10-minute video. Welcome to this region, where Pokemon, just a fun, Pokemon YouTube channel video where,
The intro to Zootopia.
Yeah,
Because they really tried to set up the main character Tim's tragic backstory and reason for being in the city and not having a Pokemon partner very sloppily.
Okay, I wanted to say this on Twitter, but I'll say this in the show. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, I loved his tragic backstory. I love that thing." I'm just like, you grew up in a 2-parent household, and I don't mean that in the insulting way, "Oh, woe is me because I was raised by a single mother," but his issue, he was not the victim of a father who did not want him and who did not love him, because the father did both of those things, and he made a decision to be like, I don't want that. Which takes away any sob story for me.
I don't know, I'll just say the actor, this is still on topic, I swear, of these tragic backstory. As we'll get into, though, the actors did not really do a great job of acting, which is its own issue. But I momentarily believed the tragic backstory for a brief moment when he thinks to himself, oh God, it's all too late. And I was like, this is something, this is an emotion. And then we quickly throw that to the side, move on with something else. And I was like, oh, okay, we're not going to feel this. Okay.
Yeah, so I really find it hard to connect because it was just to dumb it down. It's been like, Mommy never loved me because she never fed me my favorite sandwich. But she also always offered me sandwiches, but it wasn't my favorite. And now Mommy's gone.
No. Let's just steal the scene from Futurama. Okay. I don't talk to my father. It's not what he said. It's what he didn't say. Yep. It just that whole joke. Yeah. Where it's just the more you peel back the onion, you're just like, oh, there's nothing here.
Yeah. There isn't this deep brooding issue, but I'll say, so you take away the Pokemon look real and amazing, which I get that's important. Sonic fiasco, clearly important, but
kudos to the studio. They worked really hard with Nintendo, with the Pokemon Company to get it right.
Yeah, but my thing is, once you take that away, pacing horrible. Acting was horrible.
In that moment, we have something that the audience should feel and stew in for a bit, but then it's slammed back to back with, and now the plot moves on, and we're like, whoa, what's happening here? And it just the whole movie is kind of in this lurching sense of nothing will happen, and then you trip over plot, 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 plot. Nothing happens. And you're like, what are we doing here? And it's like if they're juggling balls, they're dropping balls to catch like other things. And it's like, what's going on?
I will say this. It wraps up in a way that, like, you know, it had a story. Like, you know, it was fun. Like, it was not fundamentally broken.
No.
Like, you know, it had a story. It followed its story. It came to completion. And the reason I just say
you're congratulating the movie that it went from beginning to end and then stopped.
Yes. Because because I've heard people say like it's the best video game movie ever. And then I was like, no. But then I thought about all the trash video game movies, and I realized that. Well, I will give you this. I was trying to, even though I don't think it's good, I put myself on the other end. And I was like, what are problems with video games movies? They don't have mental ill, and they end like they really don't. They just kind of like. Yeah, I'm a movie based off a video game. And then
Super Mario Brothers ended well-ish. Hang on. Okay, so before you said acting. I really, really did not like the co-star, her acting. Like, I couldn't tell if the actress, was not good at acting, or if her character was supposed to be this funny, over-the-top character whom nobody seemed to respond to. Like, also, like, Tim, sometimes I felt like he was in the moment in the movie, and other times I felt like he was supposed to be us if we were approached by a lunatic, right? Several of his responses was like, cool story, so I have business to attend to and I'm leaving, which is really what I would do in that situation when approached by a crazy person. But then other times he would engage, and I just didn't understand how abnormal she actually was.
So back to your Disney Channel comment, circle back to that. Her acting was equivalent of like those 8-year-old child stars who this is their first TV show, where it's like everything's over the top. But Dad, laugh track, ha 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 ha. Well, guys, I think we solved the mystery, and then like really simple, like, whoa, if Dad didn't take the cookies, it was Mom. Ha 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 ha. Like,
which again, like, but she wasn't consistent with it either. For me to, I don't know, like her acting stood out terribly from everybody else in the film. It did not fit very well. She didn't contribute anything plot-wise either.
Okay, so she's a reporter chick, right?
Okay, no. The only thing she actively did to advance the plot in any way was to release the Greninja to then give us the scene with the giant Torterra.
She didn't even release them, though.
No, oh, yeah, fair enough, she didn't. I was going to say, okay, yeah, so she didn't even do that.
Okay, no, here's my thing.
I don't know what she did.
So she's a reporter. We're talking about the movie, like, that's pretty much well established in the first 5 minutes. And her big break is to report, like, you know, the mystery going on. But when she does that, it is literally happening in front of everyone's eyes. Like, it's like said, like, hey, guys, he was behind it the whole time. I was like, yeah, we got it because he's right here, like, pretty much revealing his evil plot to us all.
It reminded me of, like, during Hurricane Harvey, the only thing you could find on TV were reporters reporting how it's raining and flooding everywhere. I'm like, I know. I have a window. Like, what do you want me to do here with this information?
Oh, and the worst part about it was, so there's a part where she's telling people to save their Pokemon from the bad thing, but the bad thing is, one, has already happened, happened. But I think, okay, let me put it like this. It is like, okay, let me not think that's too dark. It is me telling people, like, everyone, the sun is harsh today. Put on sunscreen as everyone is already being sunburned. It's like, well, I would love to stop, but one is either A, it has happened to me currently, the damage is already done, or I can't stop it because, okay, let's say the sun hasn't hit you, but the sunscreen store is 20 miles away. So she is literally,
Yeah. So one last quick thing I'd like to just probably the absolute worst part of the entire film is, remember in the trailer the Inception scene? And I'm just going to spoil this. There are about 20 mountain-sized Torterra that serve no purpose other than they had too much money in the visual effects department and they needed to burn it. Like, so nobody in this entire region noticed that a mountain range came into existence.
No one noticed this mountain range shifted and created, like, what I assumed must be, like...
its own earthquake?
What's the seismograph? Like, what's the worst you can be on that?
Oh, I
don't
9.
know. I'm just going to make up something cool. 9. Let's just say 9 size.
4.5.
The point is, enough to like rock the world.
Right, I'm just like, what do these torteras eat? I don't know. Either way, the movie has its issues, but I still think it's cute enough to watch. Maybe not in theaters, but for Full Circle Podcast, I am Jared Fradette. You can find me at Toon Velo.
And I'm Harmon Jr. You can find me at Harmon Jr. I don't think the movie's trash, but I still don't think it's okay. It's still going in the bad category for me. That's what I gotta say. But, let us know how you feel in the comments. Tweet us, add us, whatever you want to do. Until next week, everybody, have a great week.